Hey there, everyone. I just wanted to briefly go over the Renko setups that would have occurred today, Monday, November 18th, and then going to be doing a webinar on Wednesday, November 20th, that's this week at 4 p.m., where I'll go over the Renko setup in complete detail, showing you the settings, and I'll share the templates that I have for Ninja 8. And I do have them for Sierra. I have the study collection for Sierra. I'll try to get them ready for Ninja 7. I'm not sure that I will, but I do have the same Renko bars that I'll be able to share with you for Ninja 7. And the indicators are standard indicators other than that. So you'll be able to set up your own charts in Ninja 7 or TradeStation or whatever other platform that you are using. You should have no issue doing that. Okay, so let's just get over there and look at NQ today. Okay, so hopefully you can see this pointer. I didn't realize until after I did my last recording that I usually use white charts, so I had a black pointer. So hopefully you guys can see that, and I'll make sure to use this option as well, so this way you can see it. All right, so on the left I have the Ninja 8 standard indicators using the Ninja Renko, and I'll go over all the settings and so forth. And then over here on the right I have the same exact charts, just using Gordon's indicators that will mark the reversal bars, which you can see here in white and in orangey color. And then this will mark the background based on the direction that we're looking to take the trade. And then his will also color the bars based on being telling us short or long on the MACD. So I'll go over all that as well. And those are going to be optional. You don't have to have them, you guys. It's just an option for a nice visual. They're not available yet, but they'll be available hopefully by the end of the week. All right, so over here on the left, here's where we open, 9:30, and I'm just going to scroll over to the first entry, which would be right here. And let me just change that color. Okay, so for using it on the black chart, I've got it changed to white. So this will be the first entry here, and the entry on that would be 90, the highest of that bar is 91.75, so you'd be looking to get in at 92. And here on Gordon's chart here, you can see it marks it for us, same exact entry, and it's in line to take it for the buy. Now, as always, you guys, just don't forget to look at support and resistance on a 5-minute or a 15-minute chart, just somewhere that you can see where those areas are going to be. Just like with any setup, no matter what type of chart you're trading off of, you want to have an idea of where resistance and support areas are. And you know, I always use pre-market as well, and then I'll use the previous day. I just look back to the last time we were there, and I'll mark them on my 15-minute chart, and that's going to give me the major areas of support and resistance. So I won't go over much of that now, but you know, I've done plenty of webinars on them, so if you need help with that, you should have probably the recording or let me know, and you know, I'm happy to get it for you. Okay, so here is the entry right here, same one you can see over here, valid for the buy, and this trades up to 97 from your 92 entry, and you can see it did actually trade a little bit higher here up to 83.0150. So based on my support and resistance areas that I mark on my 15-minute chart, I would basically know that I have some resistance going into the 95 to 97 area, just because I know from trading NQ long enough that 8,300 is going to be a round number area, and price is likely to react there. And I generally have an area just below and just above that I use as the round number zone, if you will. And so I would know in taking this trade that I would be looking up there at that probably the 95 area, and then the 8300. Now, we have news coming out at 10, so if you don't trade on news, likely you passed on that. And, no big deal. Just know what your plan is, and, just stick to it. Just because you get an entry doesn't mean that you want to jump in. I wish it were that easy that we didn't have to pay attention to support and resistance, but unfortunately, we do. So here is another short here. Oops, wrong bar. Here we go, F7. There we go. There's another short there. You can see it being marked right here on Gordon's chart here, same exact entry. And the entry on that would be, you can see the low is 83.05 and a quarter. So for me, I'd have to pass because I already know 8300 area is going to be my trouble spot. Looks like I passed this one here. Sorry, you guys. Passed a couple of them. Let me go back there. Here we go. I kind of jumped ahead there. So here's this one here. Sorry. So here's this one here. Here's the one here on Gordon's. Everything's in line to take it down here. This entry would be 88.50. And if we look at the area to our left, we would know that we do have some strong support at that area if you look at it on a higher time frame chart. But if it can get through it, then we would be looking down at the area of 84, and then we can look at the low of the day. A new low of the day was created earlier, just before 10 at 79 and a quarter. So there is room to take that. And so you take it and just be aware of your target areas. If you struggle with support and resistance on your Renko chart, put the volume profile on it, because that will help you to see where the high concentration of volume areas are at the different price levels. And that will help. Also, like I said, don't be afraid to look at another chart, such as a 5-minute or a 15-minute chart, to see the areas where price has been reacting, right? Because if price reacted there the last time, we have to assume it has the capability of reacting in that area again. Okay, so next buy is right here. And I'm just going to mark them on both charts so you can see that there's no difference. So this one would be hard for me to want to take, because I'd have to get in above this bar here, which would be 82.99.50. So for me, that's in my round number zone. So even though you can see it works out, because realistically, we know that it's probably going to react around the 83.05 spot. And so even though it does trade higher than that, you can see it reacts here at 83.03, pulls back, and then it continues up to that 200 period moving average. So again, just stick to your plan, and you decide what you are willing to risk and what you aren't. I've just personally been burned too many times in that any round number area on NQ. So if I'm doing anything on NQ, if I'm sideways and I'm in that round number zone, I'll do range trades, but not usual that you're going to get a runner in those areas. So just be aware of what you can use as your target. Here's the next opportunity here. You can see them on both charts, and 8300 would have to be your target area. You can see it here. I already marked it on Gordon's chart. And the entry on that one would be 83.05 even, with 8300 as support. So you do somewhere above that as at least the initial target, or at least knowing that that's likely to be your, likely to be a reaction area. Here you get another one right here on, mark them on both so you can see. And so the entry on that would be 13. And we can see, looking over to our left, we can see that we had this reaction previously right here at 17. So we would know going in here, if we took this at 13, we'd have to be aware of that 17 last reacting here. Then if it gets through, I've got the previous day's high and close there. So I would look to that as the next target area if price could get through that area at 17. And again, if you look at it on your 5-minute chart at that time, so what time was that? Just so we can see. That was at 11:24. 11:25, 11:26 time. So if you look at it on your 5-minute here, so here's that time right here on these two candles right here, right there. And so you can see where it reacted back here. So you're getting the same information. There's that 17 area, right? When we just looked at it on the Renko, we could see it to our left. If we look earlier this morning before the market opened, you can see that area holding. So like I said, we'd have to at least be aware that we could get a reaction there. Next entry here. And let's mark it over here. Now that's right into the 200 period moving average and the 90 period moving average. If you use them, great. If not, you know, obviously you can take the entry. It didn't go very far. The entry on that would have been, looks like 11.83.11. And if we look back at our time-based chart, and this was, what time was that? That was at approximately 12:30. And so if we look at our time-based chart, so here's where approximately it would have set up, right here. And if we look to our left, we can see that right in that 10-11 area, we do have some support resistance in that area. So we would have to know going into that trade that we could likely get a reaction there. Also, if you use a market profile, you see we have the VWAP in that area as well. I won't go into much detail with that, but that's generally an area that you'll at least be aware of as well. So you're getting all the information that you need on your charts. You just have to be willing to look away at something other than your entry chart so you can you know, decide which trades to take and which trades to pass on. And there's always going to be a time where you're coming into resistance or support and price decides to bust right through it, doesn't even hesitate, right? So right here is one of those times. You get the buy here on the Renko, and you can see Gordon's indicator here marking the entry at 22. And so we would know going in here that we have the previous day's close here at 23.25 and the previous day's high here at 24. So this one would definitely be one that you would want to pay attention to taking into that area, just because it's not usual that it is going to easily bust through there in most situations. Doesn't mean you can't take the trade. You're just going to be aware. If it can't get through, be willing to get out up there. And that's it. Really pretty easy. And I've got the, like I said, the whole moving average on here, and I'll go over all the setups. We do have, like I said, an aggressive entry, which an aggressive setup, I should say. There's a couple different options for that, and I'll go over that in detail on Wednesday as well. And it's not going to be for everybody, but it's a good scalping tool, and you can even get more than just a scalp out of it. But again, it's going to come down to your risk tolerance, what you're willing to do. And like I said, I do have the study collection that I'll share with everyone who attends the webinar for Sierra. And I do have Ninja 8 templates. And I do have, like I said, the Renko bars that you'll need for Ninja 7. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do a template for Ninja 7, but you'll easily be able to set up a chart like this on your own, because I'll share the super trend stop as well for 7, and you know, you get it for 8 as well. You know me, I'm always willing to share all the indicators that I have to anyone who attends the webinar. Okay, you guys, so I really hope that you find that helpful, and I hope to see you Wednesday. If you want more info about the webinar, you can go to my site, easyeMinitrade.com, and click on the tab for upcoming webinar. Okay, you guys, have a great day.